Now, of course, wasn't predictable, was it? There has been turmoil on the financial markets. Sits back in amazement, can't believe it, catches breath. Really? And we've got to realize, and I'm sure most people do, that these people are going to make it as difficult as possible for us to get out of their noose in any way that will be smooth and easy. And of course, it's not just about freeing ourselves from the European Union. It's also freeing ourselves from the manipulation of the banking system, which is controlled by the same hidden hand that controls the European Union, who use the manipulation of markets. Oh, the FTSE index up, it's down. Oh, the pound's up, the pound's down. Oh, God. To try to get us to, oh, no, we better not do this because the pound's gone down. Oh, really? Well, this is how it works. We have a web with a spider at the center of the web that's pulling the strings of the world. Didn't pull them today, though. And it controls the banking system. It controls the international banking organizations like the IMF, the European Central Bank, Bank of England. And it controls the political system. It controls the corporations. They're just expressions of it. And therefore, they are moving this in hand, and the families like the Rothschilds and others are moving or able to move trillions of dollars around the financial markets every day. And so, if they want to frighten people into doing their will by creating chaos on the financial markets, well, they can do it to their heart's content. All they do is buy into something they want to go up and get out of something they want to go down on an enormous scale. So people like the Rothschilds and the Rothschild bagman George Soros, they move their vast amounts of money around, and they're not alone, there's many others in that web, to push the pound up, to push the pound down. Oh, it looks like it's getting going to be a stay in. Oh, push the pound up. Oh, you see, you people are thinking of coming out. Look, what's happened? The pound's gone up now. Now it looks like we're staying in. And then, of course, when they realised actually the people had spoken, the pound has gone down to, was it 1985 levels? They're saying now this morning as I'm speaking. And now it's, oh, you see what happens now. We told you this would happen. No, the people whose strings you pull told us it would happen, and you have made it happen. Not because it has to happen, but because you've made it happen. This is how it works. And so we need, now we've made this decision, to be strong, steadfast, backbone straight, so we don't get intimidated by all this manipulation back into the fold, back into the prison, back into the noose. Because you just look at what's happened when previous referendums have gone against the dark suit elite. What they've done is they've waited a bit, done manipulation in the meantime, got people frightened. Oh, I'm not sure it was a good idea to vote what we did. And then they've had another referendum. Oh, and they get the result they want. And no, once they've got the result they want, there's never another referendum. It's like what some of the people are saying now. Well, you know, there wasn't that big a difference in the vote, so you can't really say it was really a big, decisive win. Ah, but you wouldn't be saying that if the Remain vote had won. Oh no, the people have spoken. Business as usual. What a joke it is. So there's a very good chance that what they'll try to do is create events and say, I told you so, look, it's happening. We're making it happen. And then, oh, well, let's have another negotiation with the EU. Oh, yeah, we'll give you that. Do you want how many crumbs do you want? There you go, we'll give you that. Once you're back with us, we'll take them away, but we'll give you them now. Oh, well, we've negotiated new terms, so we should come in. Watch people like Boris Johnson on that line if they get into the Prime Minister's job, or people like him taking that line. And then we're back in the fold. That's the idea. And we need to be more streetwise than that. And people are becoming more streetwise, hallelujah, to see how these things work. So Cameron, the Prime Minister, has said that he's going to step down and someone else is going to take over to do the negotiations to get out. That's when you have to be hawk-like watching these people. They don't spin it like I've just said. Oh, we've got more from them now and we should stay in. But what about Jeremy Corbyn in the opposition Labour Party? I've frankly been disgusted with what's gone on there. And hands up to Kate Hoey, the Labour MP, by the way, who has campaigned with not much support in her alleged party of the people to come out of the EU, which has been crushing the very people the Labour Party claim to represent. Same with the trade unions. Pathetic. But what about Jeremy Corbyn? Here's a man that spent his entire political career opposing the European Union, gets voted, again, big surprise, leader of the Labour Party, by the activists and rank and file members of the Labour Party to be different. And he comes in, and when they decide, he decides personally how he's going to campaign in this EU referendum, this career-long person who's opposed to the European Union starts speaking in favour of it, reluctantly maybe, but still doing so. And that is not being different. That's allowing the political class and the postage stamp politicians in your own party, who are as near the other party, the Conservatives, as you can get without changing colour, to dictate to the leader of the Labour Party, who's just been elected by the members of the Labour Party to be different, and he's dropped all his principles immediately to speak in favour of it. Oh, we'll change it from within. Don't be ridiculous. And then there's Nicola Sturgeon, the leader of the Scottish National Party. And if you take the different facets of this referendum, different areas of the United Kingdom, there was a majority in Scotland voted to stay in, which is staggering, really, when Scotland has this reputation for being radical and anti-system among large numbers of people. And I'm sure that some of that, what happened today in the vote in Scotland, is the Sturgeon factor, because she's turning the SNP and turning Scotland through the SNP, the Scottish National Party, into a one-party state. And this is a lady who is either so misguided it's breathtaking, or knows what she's doing. Her and her mate Alex Salmond in the SNP, who campaign for an independent Scotland within the EU. If ever there's a contradiction in terms ever spoken, that is it. There are no independent nations within the EU. That's why the British people have just voted to get out of it. And you have big nations in Europe completely under the thumb of the EU bureaucrats dictating in enormous detail what can happen and can't happen, what people can do and can't do. And these big nations are impotent because of the way the laws and the structures and the European courts' imposition of these laws is all structured to do anything about it. And yet, Ms. Sturgeon is suggesting that Scotland, which is not a massive country and a massive population, that Scotland can be independent and dictate its own society within the EU. The European Union bureaucrats, especially if Scotland was isolated as its own nation, its own political structure, financial structure, the EU would have Scotland for breakfast, dinner and tea. And you need about half a brain cell on active duty to see it. But Ms. Sturgeon, who spent her time campaigning to keep Britain in the European Union, either can't see the blatantly bloody obvious or doesn't want the Scottish people to see it. I'm all for an independent Scotland, me. Diversity of power everywhere. But there's no independent anywhere within the European Union. Anyway, it's been a wonderful day.